Hello friends, this video on structural organization of animals part 28 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exams. Let's now talk about something important, that is wings and appendages. So let us look at the wings and appendages. Dorsal view of the cockroach, that is view from the back side. So when you look at it from the back side, the wings we will describe, which are the wings that are present. So this wing which is present towards the anterior end is the forewing, and this one which is present towards backward, that is the hind wing. So two pairs of wings are present, so both of them occurs in pairs, like forewing two pairs, again hind wings will be two pairs. The one is hidden behind this. So forewings are protective and they cover the hind wings. Now here it is like both are flattered, that's why you're able to see both of them, but otherwise when not flattered, your forewing is the only one which is visible. Hind wing is located behind the forewing, so that is not visible. So generally when you talk about the appearance of forewing, they are dark, stiff and opaque. So it is like an opaque paper, you cannot see through them. Whereas when you look at the hind wings, they are quite large when compared to the forewing. However, they are transparent and thin. So hind wings help in flight and the forewings help in protection, and they cover the hind wings. So basically forewings is dark, stiff, so it keeps everything secret and covered. So it protects the hind wings. And hind wings are the one which is light and therefore helps the cockroach to fly. Right? So this was about the wings. Now let us look at the ventral view. So from the ventral view we can more clearly see the appendages, that is the legs. So they have three pairs of joint appendages or jointed legs as we call it. Foreleg, middle leg and hind leg. So obviously this is the foreleg, this is the middle leg and this is the hind leg. Right? So here foreleg, there is a little similarity between the foreleg and the middle leg. However, the hind leg is modified for jumping and hopping purposes. So hind legs are quite larger when compared to foreleg and middle leg, and they are used for jumping or hopping purpose. So you would have seen cockroach can even jump a bit. So that is due to this modified hind leg. Now if you look at the place from where each of these legs arise, you can see that all of them arise from the thorax region, and that is why they are also known as prothoracic leg. The foreleg is also called the thorax region. This part is head and after that is thorax. So if you see that the foreleg arises from the thorax region, that is the prothoracic region, so that is why it is also called prothoracic leg. Similarly, middle leg is also called mesothoracic leg. So that is just another name of it because they arise from the thorax, from the thoracic segment basically. So this is about the legs of cockroach. So the wings and appendages are clear. Now let us talk about head. That is again an important thing. Now if you look at the head is triangular in shape. Now it is not very visible in this picture, but because it is the dorsal view, so this portion is your head. It is formed by the fusion of 6 segments. So when you look at it very closely, you will actually see that it is formed by 6 separate segments joined together forms this head. The head is located anteriorly at right angles to the longitudinal body axis. So when you see, this is the longitudinal body axis and the head is located at 90 degrees to this longitudinal axis. Head shows great mobility due to the flexible neck. Now the place where the head is joined to the thorax, a neck is present and the neck is extremely flexible. That is why the cockroach can move the head here and there. So in all the directions the head can be moved. A pair of antenna is present on the head, which is very evident from here. This is the antenna. And what is the purpose of antenna? They are sensory in nature. That is, they act as sense organ. They are thread-like structures and they have sensory receptors in them. They help in communication, that is, if two insects want to communicate with each other, they do not speak like human beings, right? So they can communicate with the help of the antenna, because the antenna can detect things. They also help in detection of mates. For example, during reproduction, when a cockroach wants to reproduce and is searching for a mate, there also the antenna helps to communicate. So it is basically for communication. A pair of compound eyes, which you can see here, the white dots represent the compound eyes. Now these are very high sensitivity to vision, and they are composed of units called ommatidia. So eyes are nothing but the photoreceptor units. They are sensitive to light. Now it is seen that these ommatidia are small units which are present in multiple numbers in a cockroach, and because of the presence of this ommatidia, the photoreception property is there. If you talk about the eye, cornea is the only part of ommatidium which is visible from outside. So from outside, whatever we can see, that is the cornea. All other parts are inside, so that is not visible externally. And in the last but not the least, mouth parts. Now if you look at the head of the cockroach very closely, this is how it looks like. This is the side view of the head. So these are the antenna, this is the compound eye, this visible region of the compound eye is nothing but the cornea, and this entire region is nothing but mouth. So this entire part forms the mouth. So you can see that in mouth also there are many different parts, different structures. So we will talk about the mouth parts in little more detail, because in mouth also there are many separate parts which needs to be discussed separately. So we will do that in the next slide. Now from this picture, see it is very evident, because this is the ventral view. So if you look at the shape of the head, you can feel that triangular shape. Okay. So with this, we got some idea about the head of the cockroach. Now we will talk about the mouth parts in little more detail. What are the various parts present there? So let us look at the mouth parts of the cockroach. So if you look at this part will get divided into each of the separate parts which together form the mouth. So the first part that we'll talk about is labrum. Labrum is nothing but the upper lip. It looks something like this, and it bears chemoreceptor on inner side. So chemoreceptor will detect the presence of chemicals. So where is labrum located here in this figure? This is labrum. So this is a magnified image of the same. So it is nothing but the upper lip. See, this is the side view, right? So this is upper lip, and this orange color thing is lower lip. Next is a pair of mandibles. What are they? They are thick, hard appendages below labrum. So just below the labrum, you see some appendages, thick and hard. These are called mandibles, and they exist in pairs. Now this is a side view of the cockroach, right? So on the other side you have one more. So that means they are two in number, that is in pair. They are thick, hard appendages. They bear pointed teeth-like structures. So they help in grinding the food. Next is a pair of maxillae. Where is maxilla? Maxilla is this one. This structure which you see here, that also again one is present on the other side. So they are used for chewing and grounding, bear olfactory receptors. So they also help in chewing. So they also have some pointed structures. They bear olfactory receptor, that is the sense of smell. So it can detect smell. So basically, see, by now you saw that the mouth parts can detect taste, it can detect chemicals, it can detect smell. So most of the sensory parts are located here. And the fourth one is labium. Labium is nothing but the lower lip. So labrum is upper lip and labium is lower lip. So this is how the lower lip will be. So where is it? This is labium. So basically you can see this and this, they both enclose the mandible and maxilla in between. So that is how it is. So labium is the lower lip and it bears the taste receptors. so they can detect taste. And the last one is hypopharynx. Hypo means lower, pharynx is the pharynx, we all know, right, which helps in swallowing in case of human beings. So similar kind of a structure is present here as well, but here it acts as a tongue. So we can say that it is analogous to the tongue which is present in human beings, and it bears several sensory receptors. So it can sense so many things. So where is hypopharynx located? Hypopharynx is basically enclosed by all other parts of the mouth. So it is located somewhere in the center. So from here it is not visible because this is the side view. So only these four parts are visible. So again on the other side also these four parts are there. But at the center, hypopharynx is there, which is surrounded by all the above parts. So hypopharynx is present at the center. See, the appearance also it looks like tongue. So these are the different parts of the mouth, right? So just imagine the size of the cockroach, then imagine its head. The head itself looks so small. In that head you have mouth, and inside that mouth you have so many different parts. So basically you can view all these things only when you dissect a cockroach and you try to observe them under a microscope. So anyways, we are done with the mouth. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.